Welcome, this is Weston Dransfield from Dranspark. Today we're going to be doing a simple tutorial which hopefully will really help to boost your math scores in whatever math class you're taking. And to do this we'll be using a TI-84 or TI-83 calculator. Now if you're anything like me, you've taken a class where you had to purchase one of these TI calculators, so you spent a lot of money buying one and you used it during class but haven't really learned how to use every function. Today we're going to be looking at one of the less known functions of the TI-84 and 83 calculators. It's a programming function. And to do this, we're going to be doing a program that will solve the Pythagorean theorem. This is a pretty simple example, but the principles we talk about today can really be expanded by you to apply to any formula or problem that you're learning about in math to help you learn it better and also to do homework quickly. Today I'm just going to be using an emulator to demonstrate how to do this, but you can follow along at home on your TI-84 or TI-83, either will work. The first thing you want to do, I'm going to zoom in a bit so you can see, is turn your calculator on and press the button right in the middle that says PRGM. It stands for program. Once you do that, you'll see a menu open up on your calculator, and you'll want to arrow over to New and click Enter. Now you can name your program whatever you want. I'm just going to name it Triangle. So T-R-I-A-N-G-L-E. Once you've got your name in, you can just press Enter. And there we go. We've opened up the program editor and we've got a new program called Triangle. Now if you're familiar with programming principles, this will seem pretty simple. The language that we're going to use is called TI Basic, and it's just a simple way to issue commands to our calculator to perform a lot of operations so we don't have to do it manually. So the first thing that we need when we consider the Pythagorean theorem is side A and side B of a triangle. So that's the first thing we're going to do in our program. And in order to do that, we'll push the program button right in the middle of the calculator. This brings up our menu in the program editor, and we'll click the right arrow and go over to I/O. And then we'll arrow down to prompt, or you can just press 2. Once you've done that, press Enter. And now you'll see this command is shown up on our first line that says prompt. So that's going to ask our user for a value. Now we need to specify a name for that value. We'll name it A for side A, then comma, and B for side B. Alright, so that's done. We've got value A and value B. Now the next thing we're going to do is square both value A and B and add them together so we can get the value of C squared. So to do that, we'll push A and then squared plus B squared. Now this next button we're going to push is right at the bottom left corner of your calculator. It says STO and then has a little arrow next to it. This can be read as store as. It's going to store the value of A squared and B squared into a new variable we create. So we'll click STO. You'll see this little arrow comes up. We'll store the value of A squared plus B squared as C for now. Alright, new line, press Enter. So we now have the value of A squared plus B squared, which is C squared, but we need to take the square root of that value in order to get the length of the hypotenuse. So we'll press C, oops, sorry, no. We'll go second square root of C. So it looks like that. And we'll store that value as C. So that's just saying take the square root of the value we stored as C in line 2 and store it as C, which is the true length of the hypotenuse. Then we'll press Enter. Alright, so this is what your program should look like so far. The last thing we need to do is display the answer, which is pretty simple. We'll click the program button again, which brings up this menu. We'll click the right arrow, go over to I/O, and then click the down arrow until 3 is highlighted, which is display, or you can just press 3. Click enter. Alright, so this new command appears, display, and now we just have to type what we want to display, which is this value right here, C. So we'll just type C. Alright, that's it. So just a quick review of what we've done. We named the program. Line 1 prompts the user for the length of side A and the length of side B. Line 2 squares A and then adds that to B squared and stores that value as C. Line 3 takes the square root of C and stores it as C, and then line 4 displays C. So let's test it out. To exit out of the program editor, you click second quit. We're back to our home screen. And now in order to execute this program, we'll click the program button again. And now you'll see execute is highlighted in the top left, and you've got probably just one program in here called triangle, or whatever you named your program. You'll select that program and then press enter. And you'll see this comes up, then you press enter again. Alright, so now it's doing what we programmed it to do. It's asking for the length of side A. Now for our test, I'm just going to use a simple 3, 4, 5 triangle. So the length of side A we'll say is 3. Okay, now it's asking for the length of side B. We'll say it's 4. Enter. Okay, and then it gives us the answer, 5. The hypotenuse is 5. So you can see that this worked. Now this is a really simple example, but you can see I've made a program in here to, let me show you really quick, to perform the quadratic equation, so something a little more complex. And this program, this programming language rather, can be expanded to pretty much do anything you need it to do. So if you have a class where there's just a ton of formulas and things you need to remember, making programs for each one of those is a really good and easy way to remember them and to do homework quickly and do better on tests. So thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Check out dranspark.blogspot.com for more. Leave a comment below if you have any questions or any requests of some programs you'd like to see. Yeah, and thanks again.